trade zone that Ambassador Kilonzo introduced to us. But I also listened to Ambassador Kilonzo's comments. 7.15 billion in exports, Kenya. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good number. We'll get there very soon. Rebecca, what was our number for last year, exports? No. The country, of course, as Free Zones, we contributed 9%. Yeah, 9% to Uganda's exports last year. But what was the national number? 5. So, yeah. So we are pulling up. And Free Zones, we did 9% of that number, which was $429 million US. And we are, like I always like saying, scaling up. Free trade zone, yes, it's a free trade zone, and it is playing a very, very critical role in the logistics and value chain of exports. Like Chairman said, we want you to inverse that graph. We are starting with Mombasa. Can we start with Entebbe and see how things will be moving? So we look forward to collaborating with you so that we can have a seamless flow of goods from Uganda in general and from Entebbe in particular. There's a gentleman called Bernhard. Bernhard is now an old man, a professional golfer in Germany. You said the world is moving very fast, and decisions have also to be made very fast. And he also added that a bad decision is less disastrous than no decision at all. So we have to make quick decisions, and the businessman is telling us we have to make very quick decisions. Nick, I recall I gave you all the money to finish the anchor unit. Full completion, 100%. It's about 6 months ago. When is this facility going to be ready?
Should be ready. We're targeting December, the anchor unit and the trade house. And then also the external works for those. Because these other warehouses, they're not part of this yet. Yes.
Contracted the storage at an airport in Serbia, which is very well connected with the highway network connected to the other capitals of Southeast Europe, to Greece, to Bulgaria, to Albania, to Hungary. And the government gave us very preferable rates for that. So 650 square meters over there for the country that is to import. It is to import products from here. We'll pay 1.5 thousand euro per month, and it's on the runway itself, and it's ready to welcome the products. And the cargo planes with Mahmoud we discussed in both sides, in Europe and here already. So we are just waiting for the source. To bring in the products, the investors we have, the market we have. Whenever you're ready, we are ready to come here, and we commissioned the Trade Frontier Fund, right, a few months ago. So to whomever I promised the Trade Frontier Fund that we will have financing of this and that people can buy when the goods are over there in Europe, everybody is in. So that's in. If we are ready in December, perfect. And for the big bunch of investors that we are coming, I'm just thinking strategically, it's great, this kind of spaces is great, but it's not enough. We have to have at least 3 of those connected to facilitate all the investment that is coming. So I mentioned a couple of lines that are coming. So we can start step by step, But the economies of scale we achieve only if we have a couple of them coming line after line.
Now, for construction, if I heard you very well, Braslav, you mentioned that You needed more space, maybe outside of this place for construction, right? You need land for construction of.
So maybe I repeat for the chairman now. So the point of my speech, Odrik, was that the point of my speech was that I agree with the strategy and connecting all the hubs and the ports and everything, to arrive at 2028. But my team, we will not survive if we wait for the big thing and the strategy, because we are not paid by anybody, we are working on the market. And in order to survive, we have to have short-term and mid-term results. And it was less than a year ago when we promised we will make trade hubs all over the world, right? We managed to make one in a couple of months, and it's working, it's making money, it's making like 25,000 euro per month, and this is a matter of survival. Now we went and contracted a space at the airport in Serbia, storage house that is ready to welcome the goods there. And there is a cargo planes here in Uganda, talking to Mahmoud, and over there that are ready to fly. Of course, there are issues to sort out with the ports. So we had a wonderful visit by the HE to Serbia, and he said when we have investors there, they'll get free land and they'll have incentives, etc. So I went to Italy myself, and there is a line of investors that are ready to come here as early as in 2 weeks from now. One to set up a roastery, Supreme from Slovenia, then Futuro to set up assembly of espresso machines, that we have assembly of Nespresso-like machines, production of capsules, production of instant coffee, assembly of vending machines, and to take green Robusta to roast Turkish coffee over there. And we need to do it somewhere, and I have exact numbers and the budget and everything I promised to the people Frontier Fund, which we commissioned here, that it will be ready. So European companies are afraid of paying the money to here. When it's landed over there, they're ready to pay immediately, and we can hedge for that. So as we discussed, we came to sort out the technical issue where it can be done. We were said it can be done here, and if it's December to start over, it's perfectly fine. But we need to know, because other respects, because of believing in Patsy, believing in our reputation, they'll wait, wait. But at some point they will just take other opportunities, because currently they are importing coffee at green at $3 from, I believe, Vietnam, and they are ready. Boris is ready 200 tons to exchange for the beginning, 200 tons per month that he is distributing already with Vietnamese and Panama coffee with Uganda coffee. Just to give the pace and the volume so for us to start working. So again, my point is believing in the strategy and committed to it absolutely. We need short-term and mid-term results so that the engine starts moving until we are creating all the big structure with connecting all the ports and everything. Currently, I see the trade hub in Belgrade. Probably I missed to see something else, but I think we need something else as well to have some returns, to support financially our strategy.
Just wanted to know, if we have to get the assembly, the roastery, the aircraft that lands in Niche, he wants it to come once a month, 48 tons. You can start with 48 tons. We have not talked about Mombasa. We can now move with you, Hayes, and say we will be able to assemble, to roast, and take out, to package, to do all these things? Or this space is already limited, taken?
I think we need to be very, very action-oriented here, because there's no time. Can we, Presley, get the company that's going to be doing this business registered by URSP in Uganda? That's the start. No. The company registered in Uganda. It's already registered. I hope in the memorandum and the articles of association, there's a clause that you're going to be operating a free zone. or in a free zone. Yes, I hear you, but I'm giving you some information here. That our law, the Free Zones Act of 2014 in Uganda, requires that if you are going to operate in a free zone, number one, you have to be registered as a company in Uganda. We check that box, tick. Number two, in the Memorandum and Articles of Association, it has to be very clear that you will be operating in a free zone or a free zone for that matter. So if that clause is not there in the Memorandum and Articles of Association, then they have to be amended by filing some document with the Register of Companies at URSP. Now, when that is done, then we'll give you a Dale. Where is Dale? Yes, that gentleman is the manager of business development and investor support. Okay, I want you to exchange contacts so that we can hold you to take you through the process until such a time when you receive a license. And we can do this before NEC is ready with the facility here by December. Yes. So that is closed because you will not be able to operate from this facility unless you are licensed as an operator under the laws of Uganda. Yes. And the process of licensing takes a winding road, but we know how to speed it up. It involves the Ministry of Finance and Attorney General. Yeah, because we are giving you a license that is going to exempt you from customs duties and taxes. Okay? Yeah, so we work with the rest of the other responsible government agencies. Now, the other issue that Chairman we talked about, processing, roasting coffee, grinding and packaging and all that. Of course, this is an issue of national interest, and as the Uganda Free Zones Authority, we are part of that interest, and we will support that. The only concern I have is the environmental and social impact assessment regarding roasting, whether the air at the airport will have an issue, but that brings in NEMA, right? That brings in NEMA and UCA. So we need to have a conversation because this facility is at the airport. So I don't know what kind of environment that roasting coffee creates in terms of environmental impact. This is something that we need to talk about.
I can show you the videos such like it's completely automated, you know. You have no physical interaction with anything. I think when it comes to environment and everything, it's like no pollution there at all.
No pollution at all.
Bratislav, if you are happy with this facility, right, and you want 3 or 4 of these facilities, one of the things that is very key is, let's say you finish the contractual issues. Before they start to do the final fit out, okay, or the first fix fit out or whatever it is best your industries that are coming here sit with their engineering team. So the electricals, the drainage, the water points are all done as per your specifications. Because if you just come in December and the water is somewhere else or this is somewhere else, you will waste double money and double time to do the fit out. So they're going to do the fit out now, okay? So once you finished your contractual agreement, you send to them your architectural plans and they do the fit out for you as per the plans. Then you have cut time and you've cut money because you're going to spend the money anyway.
So what I wanted to highlight and emphasize on, I speak about a seamless transition of goods from your free trade zone here in Uganda to our free trade zone in Kenya. The only reason that it is that seamless is because we have a logistics transit shed. The transit shed makes it uniquely seamless. Unlike if you operated with another free trade zone in Kenya. Why? We are a port. We are an inland port. What does that mean? That your cargo here in Uganda is coming to a free trade zone in Kenya that has a port. Unlike it going to sit in a warehouse in Kenya as a free trade zone. That is the unique factor that makes this engagement seamless. So, with that being said, the free trade zone in Uganda will act and will mimic will treat compact as an extension of itself. So, if I would call it a marriage, will be the beauty is that the fact that we're already free trade zone to free trade zone, it means that we can engage. However, we will have an agreement on how to handle each other's documents so that there's no liability or delays or pointing of fingers or overlay of responsibility.
So I stepped out for a call, so I missed a few things in the middle, but we came with two objectives. First one, to emphasize roasting, packaging, assembly. Do we feel okay, Bratislava? So there are some requirements. We need to immediately get this team to Somalia and the team to make sure that he has, together with Dale, right? That you give us what he needs to do. And we get it as soon as like today or tomorrow, whenever you're ready. So there's some preparatory work that needs to be done. Then secondly, he has to apply for a certain size of space. So the reason we came here is to see the space and capacity. So now you know what you need. Once we've finished with the requirements, we bring the application. Okay? The second thing you raised, and I'm just trying to summarize, is EIA. Now we know from Mahmoud that, and yourself, there's EIA done. This is like an extension. And if there are new technologies not known on how you do freeze-dry coffee, whatever it is, we need to submit this paperwork very early. And this company or any other operating company, I don't know, that's going to be the detail, so that NEMA can say we are verified coffee roasting here is not an issue. So I just want to know, Mahmoud, can you lead on this? Just help lead on this on EIA, so we don't, the way we gather the paperwork here, we know you're doing something there. So this is on assembly, no taxes. I heard you, there's no taxes on assembling coffee machines here, coffee hurlers. For me, I want us to remove tax on those coffee hurlers. You know, the coffee hurler is at a washing station. It's the easiest to gather people around Masindi, Sironko, and make sure that coffee is cleaned at the primary level before. So what you do of screen 18, screen 15, you really get to know the quality at that level. So he can assemble those hurlers here. We can get an assembler of hurlers. Okay? So you say there is no problem. That is good to go. So if that's the case, on item 1, why we came, I want to say on a scale of 9 to 10, we are at 8. The other 2 is on our side to submit the paperwork. Now, what I heard is you are not ready, you are not complete, but Mahmoud raised something important. Can we give the designs so that the completion has the engineering team locked in, so that we don't do what happened, what you described, the $5 million mistake, break and build again. So let's, so Zoran, there's some work we have to do with Bratislava. I think we should sit down after today and tomorrow, just run through the requirements as given to us and Monday next week or Tuesday submit this application. Make sure that we're done. I think that sums up the issue of roasting, packaging, assembly. The other one that we came here for was logistics, bringing Mombasa here. So I missed his presentation, but you've collapsed the process and reverse engineered it. And what I hear is we can share the cost. There'll be a price discount that we don't have today by acting together. So matters of warehousing, matters of off the road, onto the rail, onto the ship, these are collapsed at Entebbe. Now, this side of Bratislava he is a distributor, he's also an off-taker. This is a part that I don't know whether he mentioned it. Because once he gets this cargo at Niche Airport, he must have someone taking it to DIS, as an example, supermarket. He must also take it to his trade hub. There is work that has to be done there, but I think this won't be the good forum to talk about that. This is the end of the market that he has to figure out how to do it. How do I get it into Greece, into Croatia, into Russia, that's his business, but we must give him quantities based on which he can get good orders. And those good orders, we are working on that export trade credit funding. When you hear that someone wants to roast, please know that he's not going to be paying upfront the farmers of Bali. But us, we don't know it. So Nandala Mafari and Bugisu, for them, they are selling green. They are selling to Sukafina and others because they pay them. They even buy flowers, for that matter, which is really dangerous. So the issue is, how do you take a farmer from Sukafina to this kind of value proposition? You must have crop finance. He cannot spend money on roasting and also paying upfront. You have to get money and pay a farmer, and this farmer will be paid in 90 days when he sells. So here's, this is not for you, but these are the troubles we are going through. Now, when you talk of crop finance, it's not available. It's all over the place, but nowhere. So we have to first deal with the market has demanded, the space we have, machinery and equipment available, and then we'll deal with the crop finance. So the logistics, are we okay? You feel we're comfortable? So the follow-through is to have a conversation between the two of you, and then you bring that to Hortifresh, to the coffee people, and say we can now aggregate and have this tonnage per week. Okay. Now, so Mahmoud, the idea from the farm to the plate, we are going to need these logistics people involved. Yeah? They need to bring in the knowledge that it's not just a product because you produce it. It has to be beyond the standard. This is the logistics involved. And I don't want people to speak for them. I think they should come in when we do this so category. When you go to Busoga and you're talking about fruits and veg as an example, you need this element of shipping as well as the pack house money. So there's need for even internal education as. Me, I've been learning. I know about dairy, but this is a whole new world. I want to thank you for the time you've given us and for really being patient with us. You've asked many questions. We want to get this idea of exporting from Uganda be known the way we know about importing, actually even better. And this is a central pillar of doing this at this airport. Let's find time to talk about Kasanje, the ferry, but let's fix these things. Because in January, those heads of state who are coming, one of the heads of state is his. And he'll be opening a trade hub at the departures. That's where we are going. So it would be great if we can commission something here.
Thank you very much, Chairman Passaid, the team from Passaid, our visitors. Bratislava is very dear to us because it's always with us in these Passaid things, and I'm happy that
very soon we are going to have something tangible on the ground here in Uganda. We appreciate the work that is being done in Serbia. What has been discussed today is music to my ears. Anything that promotes exports from Uganda is what we think about, is what keeps us awake. And Chairman will go out of the way to ensure that we work together to ensure that this common objective that we have is achieved. The role of free zones is to advance trade, export trade. There's something that I didn't say, but let me say it. This is an export, it's more of an export processing zone or something like that. But the other SEZs that we are going to be building, like I said, they're foreign territory. The new policy we have at the ESC is that we can offload all the production onto the domestic market, but duty will be paid. What that means is that for those dutiable products, you don't have to import them from anywhere. Come and manufacture them from here in a free zone where there are all advantages of government infrastructure, agglomeration effects, and other benefits, duty-free packaging materials, and so on and so forth, so that we can create jobs for our people. And like I've always said, the role of government is to improve the welfare of its citizens. Everything that we do, trade, security, health, education, is to improve the welfare of our people. And as long as we are driving in that direction, we are comfortable and happy. Once again, thank you very much, Chairman and your team. Thank you very much for making time. I know this journey started around February this year, but finally we have arrived. And today is not the end, but rather the beginning of action